Oh, wait, this is the start of the prompting.
I believe we've
Oh, we started.
Yes.
Well,
This is it.
welcome to the Southern Oregon News Network special Crazy SONN fans. You might have been looking for a comforting football game or something like that tonight, but you're not going to get it. You're stuck with us instead. In one of our more serious and unusual episodes, Episode 8, our first live broadcast.
SONN.
Nice. Good throw in on that. I'd like to take a moment to describe the coffee and how terrible it is. It's really, really bad.
It's also Casual Friday, so nobody really cares.
It's Casual Friday and most of the staff is gone, leaving us like stranded fish in an aquarium. We're here doing the broadcast anyway, and we're excited you tuned in.
Anyway, for tonight's top story, smart guns. One answer to the mass shooting epidemic? Question mark?
Question mark. Also following that is a very exciting development in our space exploration. Bill Nye, the science guy, and a company that he represents have pioneered solar sails, which is a technology that I personally have been deeply excited about coming out for some time. And that shall be coming up soon. I'm glad they put the graphic in. That was very helpful.
I'm here for emotional support and also highly opinionated commentary.
Aspen will be doing highly opinionated commentary tonight as we trash all of the presidential candidates. Yeah, tonight's a special one. We've been talking about taking the cheap character shots on the presidential candidates, and we're excited that we're finally here to do that. So hold on to your butts, people, because SONN is coming at you live tonight.
Word.
This would be an excellent time for you to roll some cute graphic or something to relieve us of looking at our own faces.
Or possibly the intro.
Oh, the intro would be excellent here. It's going to be awesome. You fail! Well, let's roll away with the main title there.
Oh, nice.
Nice. The right intro, that's just a picture.
Oh, this is the solar sail. Look at that.
Oh, we don't have an intro graphic. Oh, that's the solar sail.
Oh, look at this.
That's not even the story that we're doing right
Tell us
now.
about this.
Yeah, that was pretty...
Oh, look, they're putting something
They're
together
going to build
now.
it for us.
Well,
look
let's
at that.
paraphrase here.
That's fancy.
What you're looking at is the development of the solar sail in the lab that is down in California. That is the lab that's made famous by Bill Nye,
The science guy.
the science guy. Wow. Yeah, that's very silvery,
What are they doing here?
translucent. I don't know, because if we had anything close to what the reading that we're supposed to be doing for this graphic, we would describe it more accurately.
Oh,
Here at SONN, we're off to a good start. We're excited that you're excited.
Look, I think the thing is expanding,
oh.
and
Well, it's definitely
Yeah.
expanding.
Wow.
it expanded in space.
Now we're going to run forward with our actual scheduled stories. If the teleprompter is ready to roll, we're ready to start speaking.
Oh, but now it's got to roll back.
Wednesday's shooting was when a couple killed 14 people at a San Bernardino, California Disabilities Center was only the third mass shooting in less than a week. That's messed up.
Only.
That grim statistic pales to this one. The United States has seen more mass shootings than days in the year this year, according to a tracker put together by the Guns Are Cool subreddit.
Yes, 351 to be exact.
That's a lot.
Huh. But what if the guns worked only after recognizing the shooter's fingerprints? That's just one technology already being used to keep guns away from unauthorized users. Other so-called smart guns rely on radio frequency identification, or RFID. These guns can only be used when they're near, say, a watch or something that's sending out the correct radio waves. Now, the topic is a part of a very passionate debate on gun control that is currently raging in the United States. Is that right?
I believe there's always some sort of passionate debate going on about gun control.
Yeah, we love our passionate debates here in the U.S. there.
Well, we could also rewind it back to talking about maybe the mental health field and why we're not talking about people who are just plain sick.
Oh, you mean why there's no actual bans on the ownership of guns from the totally crazy?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's a reasonable topic. Some people think that a technological advancement in guns is the way to harness the killing urges of the United States population, but I believe that perhaps education and some kind of screening would be an essential part of it.
I still think it's ridiculous that it's easier to get a gun than it is a driver's license.
Yeah, boy, guns are really set up for murdering and cars just do it accidentally. I don't know why that is that way. One of the glaring holes in our ability to self-govern, and one of the reasons that England was so terrified to release control of us as a shire. That was great. England feels like we will stick the fingers in the gun and blow our own hand up. That was an interesting choice for a graphic there. I like what you did with that. Gun rights groups say that smart technology is another way for the government to track and ultimately ban firearms.
That seems like it could logically happen, yeah.
It could logically happen, but I think we all know that the NRA is usually fairly unwilling to endorse anything that actually gets in the way of gun ownership. And I believe that when contacted about this story, they said no comment.
It wouldn't have stopped the San Bernardino shooters, though. They purchased all of their firearms legally.
Yes. I would actually be interested if anybody had information on how many of the shooters got weapons of their own or how many were borrowed. I'm not really sure.
Black market weaponry.
Black market weaponry. As long as humans have been alive, the black market has been a popular thing. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the San Bernardino shooters actually legally bought their 4 semi-automatic guns, 2 rifles and 2 pistols. No American shop yet sells smart guns, according to the October report on CBS. But gun control proponents counter that technology can stop the shooting accidents and curb the free flow of illegal firearms. Not everybody is a fan, of course, to that decision. The NRA being a huge proponent.
Maybe the NRA should start endorsing more education about people who are mentally ill who get a hold of guns. Why aren't we talking about this?
That's true. You would think that with all the data available for pills to combat, say, depression or homicidal tendencies, that there'd be some linkage between that and gun ownership. But there does seem to be an embarrassing silence coming from Washington when confronted with these issues.
Yeah.
You have anything else you'd like to add to that there?
There's got to be some solution, or a combination of solutions, because we can't simply say that it's unpreventable when this is the only country where it happens regularly.
Right. Nor can we fall back on the old, it's in our human nature to do though. You see how I said though?
That was silly.
That was silly. That's the Greek subtext for so. It was made less popular hundreds of years ago.
When Latin took over.
Yeah, that shouldn't correct me. Jan Stroll. Last month in New Jersey, the state Senate Majority Leader Loretta Weinberg said that she planned to introduce a bill that required gun dealers to sell at least 1 smart gun available, replacing a broader but less effective rule from 2002. Wow, good job on that one, I guess. 1 smart gun out of the hundreds available in your average gun shop, I'm sure will make a striking difference, and also will be a foothold for the NRA to shut that down as a reasonable proposal in the first place. So once again, America, thanks for the gun laws. It's been going really well so far.
You know, I was reading recently how, built into the Constitution that we have the right to own firearms, but sort of inlaid from that, their document was also people must have the ability to protect those around them with those guns. It's more about protecting rather than, just staving off a militia from the government.
Oh yeah. Also, I think the American populace is obsessed with the idea that gun control will be necessary in case an invasion actually occurs on American soil. But I think anybody who takes a look at history, at the vast amount of landscape, the huge amount of difference in landscape, and the violent tendencies of the people living in America, that we are probably one of the least likely countries on earth to be invaded, and up there with Russia, probably one of the least likeliest to ever have an invasion work successfully. So I think a lot of it is really just that people think guns are super cool and would like to play with them at their own houses.
Also, during these mass shootings, these domestic acts of terrorism, where are all these gun toters and their, right to bear arms when mass shootings occur? Why aren't we all just wielding these weapons? I don't see anybody else just busting them out, when...
Untrue. You go through Utah and they're just shooting them in the air.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, in defense of the people that are being shot upon by terrorists, where is everybody's, Second Amendment, right to bear arms then? Why aren't they defending their fellow man?
There were a group of crazies that came out. I believe it was a National Guard recruiting station that got shot up, and then veterans started gathering around their local recruiting stations to defend them, and the statement from the military was, "Please don't."
Please don't.
They got a handle on it.
Right.
We got enough idiots with guns already. And moving on.
Yes. Let's take a moment with that closing statement. We have enough idiots with guns already. For all of you out there who've been maybe thinking about expressing some of your angst over the slowness of your favorite video game hitting the market, and that your personal choice of expression would be to blow the living hell out of the rest of your citizens, please be advised that not only is this pretty much a horrible idea, but it's also getting a little cliche. You should think of something more expressive, like maybe finger painting or some sort of papier-mâché art. It's a better way to summon that internal aggression. Sorry about whacking my microphone a bunch of times there. You want to take on the spacecraft?
Private spacecraft will sail on streams of photons from the sun. Bill Nye and the Planetary Society want to by bouncing the sun's photons off of it. The first test of such a craft will take place in May.
Oh. Solar sailing might sound like a sport played in a galaxy far, far away, but it's actually a legitimate means of propulsion around our very own solar system. I'm talking while Alex's beautiful face is being shown. I love that. I love that close-up. The concept is that the photons and beams of light, like those from the sun, actually have force and speed to them that can be bounced off of the sails to move a spacecraft along. Now, ultimately speaking, we're talking about a deep personal fantasy here that's been brewing for a long time. What you're looking at is a vast silver sail that unfolds from a spacecraft and allows the drawing of the photons into the sail, which slowly converts the energy until the ship is propelling faster and faster. When it starts, when a small spacecraft begins that voyage, it takes a little while to build up to speed. But using this technology, you can slingshot around the sun and approach speeds that are way past what current propulsion can handle, which is very exciting. A small spacecraft that's been commissioned by the Planetary Society, which led by CEO Bill Nye, will take the first step to using the power of the photons to move around when it's launched on the Atlantis 5 rocket in May.
That just doesn't have the sex appeal of fire and smoke. And
no, that's why we haven't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
People really like that stuff. The explosions, everybody's hot on that stuff.
They could be getting hot for fewer gas emissions, though.
Yeah.
All right.
That's true.
The craft known as LightSail consists of 3 small satellites known as CubeSats, all linked together to form a machine that is about the size of a loaf of bread. According to the Planetary Society, each sail is just about 4.5 microns thick, 1/4 the thickness of an average trash bag.
That's fragile.
That's very fragile.
So thin.
Yeah.
The idea is that these sails would be getting bombarded by photons from the sun that would be move
it slowly, but steadily forward.
Move it thou slowly, or for the teleprompter. But steadily forward.
Somebody's getting fancy.
Because space is a vacuum, slow and steady forward momentum could eventually cause the craft to pick up some serious speed. The light sail also has 3 electromagnetic rods that will help orient the craft using Earth's magnetic field.
I'm just going to say it. Slow and steady only, won the race because the hair took time to be showboaty. It's not a real actual thing.
Hold on. Maybe the hair was taking time to invent a solar sail.
Which, it's kind of a waste of time, because who wants to wait that long to get going? You want to go. When you want to go, you want to go.
And thusly,
space travel takes long enough.
Well, that's why propulsion has been so popular this whole time.
I'm all about the ion drive.
Okay.
Go.
What do you like about the ion drive over the solar sail? What's the...
It's actual propulsion. This is, I think we should say, solar sail propulsion.
Okay, we've got to put that in quotes every time we're talking about.
I mean, you're comparing sailboats to jet boats here. Who wants to go back to a sailboat when you've already been on a jet boat?
Okay.
Sounds like this is a matter for endurance. It's the endurance thing. How many times are you going to need to repair that thing, unless, of course, some tiny piece of rock comes flying through its delicate, thin
There's
sails.
space junk
I
up
think
there.
this is a pretty popular thing in space. The tiny bits of rock flying around thing. The image that I got in mind when we were talking about it was that little plastic bag drifting around in American Beauty or whatever. Remember that movie scene?
Oh,
where it's
yeah.
like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's like that would be where it's the trip into space. It's just following that plastic bag around.
Oh, look, it's Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye!
This guy, he knows what he's doing. If he designed it, I trust this solar sail.
Yeah, let's take a moment to really appreciate Bill Nye here.
He's been with us since we were children. I mean, us as millennials in any case.
I feel like maybe he's some sort of ageless immortal that just grows more lanky but doesn't actually die. Bill Nye is definitely on my personal list of strange, lanky men that I would become intimately involved with were I given the opportunity and also happen to enjoy that sort of thing. Oh, I'm really glad that you identified my name right during that. Bill Nye the Science Guy. That's for you, baby. Good luck with your solar sails. We're super excited about it. He's the CEO of the Planetary Society, the group that's actually funding that. The Light Sail project has been completely funded actually by private citizens, and so far has cost under $4 million, according to the New York Times.
My dad's one of those crazies that belongs to the Planetary Society.
I used to belong to that. I used to have a sticker on my window when I was like 9. I guess they let 9-year-olds into the society, which is never a great thing. Now, if we had an awesome splash graphic to transition between this and the 2016 U.S. presidential race, that would be awesome. But perhaps instead, a brief horoscope would be more appropriate.
That's inappropriate.
That's it. Wow. Is that on loop? How long is it going to do that for?
That's a gift.
Oh, there we go.
Like most star signs ruled by Mars, you listen to a small voice within yourself, originating in that lazy pile of poop festering at the center of your cerebral cream puff. Mercury is in retrograde, so your best bet is to stick to the doggy position, especially you codependent reality denial couples. You know who you are. Or better yet, abstinence may be your best bet as your moon passes through the house of the rising sun, indicating the ruin of many a poor girl. You may be wise to consider staying at home indoors this month. Your most trusted lover confidant has always been that full-length mirror on the bedroom closet door anyway. So you, poor star child, when entering a room, make everybody feel as if everything interesting has been sucked out. And you're yammering and on about your organic crystal suppositories with that toilet tissue stuck to your heel does not help matters. The time is right for some serious introspection. Be worried about the cruel jokes everyone makes behind your back. Talk of your reputation for being a cheap son of a bitch will be on the blistered lips of every bitch you have ever had the unwarranted privilege to date. And hookers will be demanding recompense in advance. As per usual, be aware removing your trousers in public. Accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative. Take it easy, sit on your dumb ass, and watch the sweet smell of the litter box wash away whatever is left of your human self-respect. This will help you overcome the devastating losses in store for you next month. Mark your calendar. The 10th through the 19th are prime times for burying the bone, wiping your face on the couch, and suicide. So learn to relax. Stuff up the cracks, turn on the gas, and take that long overdue nap.
Holy
good.
crap. Thank you.
Dog.
Astrology Dog.
Astrology dog.
The
That
newest
was-
member of the Southern Oregon News Network team is actually not a human being at all, but is a very opinionated canine that wandered in from God only knows where. Right. And now for the moment that you've all been waiting for, the 2016 U.S. presidential raid. Oh, you missed that one? Wait, we're gonna.
There it is. That's what we were doing.
The presidential race. We're here to share with you the cheat sheet of the surviving members of the presidential race for our glorious country. Now, as you've probably noticed, there's been an absolute ass ton of people that have come into the race this year. It's been one of the most chaotic, confusing, and just downright ridiculous races in American history, which we are proud to say is some sort of strange sign of our own technological advancement. Anyway, tonight we're going to take cheap character shots at the hopefuls, both Democratic and Republican, and the list for the Democratic hopefuls is luckily a lot shorter, so we're going to start with those guys. The Democrats.
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton. I think we all know there's three candidates left in the race. Only two of them are really counting. We're going to go ahead and include all of them because we're those kind of guys, starting with Hillary Clinton.
So who is she? As if we have to tell you. But she's a trained attorney. She's the former Secretary of State in the Obama administration, former senator from New York, and former First Lady. The current candidate of the Clinton legacy, who wants her to run most of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
She's
yeah.
a pretty safe bet on that
Yeah,
one there.
pretty safe bet.
Can she win the nomination? A better question is whether she can lose it.
Yes, who's going to screw it up for this time?
Bernie.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
Now, that's the big question, I think, on everybody's mind. Hillary is obviously the front runner for the Democrats right now, and she's the obvious choice to climb into the seat at the top of the battlements. But a lot of people would like to see her upset by a shiny, bald, egg-headed fellow who speaks from his heart. Do you notice how I did the Poundski sign on my chest without hitting my microphone this time? Anybody who cares about my personal development should mark that down as one of my finer moments.
Good job, Mackie.
Good job, Mackie.
At least you've given up stroking the pin.
Yeah. At least the pen. Forgot about the pen. All right, let's talk about the second guy on the list. Martin O'Malley is clinging like a turd that won't quite scrape off to the last of the Democratic election here. He's a former governor of Maryland and the mayor of Baltimore. Now, the big question on everybody's list is who wants him to run? That answer is not clear. He has some of the less is moreism of Bernie Sanders or of Elizabeth Warren, but without that same sense of grassroots excitement that makes him a compelling candidate. Can he win the nomination? Probably not. O'Malley says all the right progressive things, but he can't seem to gain any actual momentum amongst progressives who seem eager for Sanders, maybe for Warren, but really anybody but Clinton. It's a fascinating conundrum. Recently, he has feuded with the Democratic National Committee Chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz, one of my favorite Wasserman Schultz that I personally know. He's accused the party apparatus of being a Clinton tank, which I think is a fairly fair accusation.
I don't know what that means.
It means that it is a massive tank supporting Clinton or a brain tank in which Clinton is floating in probiotic ooze, or possibly a tank in which she's swimming gently while the throngs support her from below.
This is not like a think tank?
It could also be that,
It's just a tank
Could
that
it be a
promotes...
drunk tank?
It could be a drunk tank.
The Irish O'Malley? I mean, is really anybody expecting
No,
him to
it's
be
about
doing
Clinton,
well?
though. Yeah. Is there anything else we know about O'Malley before we move on?
Some sort of
I've
Celtic
basically never
rock
heard of
band.
him before.
Oh, yeah, he played in a Celtic rock band, apparently.
That's
so that's
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's going
good
to help him.
information.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, you haven't heard that? You
Hey,
have? Well,
he's
great.
got a bohemian side.
Yeah.
Who was that lady?
Who was that
Let's
lady?
talk about the personal favorite of Southern Oregon
Yep.
for the Democratic race there, Mr. Bernie Sanders.
Bernie.
That's going to be
Bernie
you, buddy.
Sanders.
Publicly
Oh, sorry.
endorsing a candidate?
I'm just saying from my personal perspective as someone who meanders through Ashland at the appropriate 20 miles an hour, I have certainly seen I've seen more Bernie Sanders stickers on cars than anybody else. and definitely than many of the Republican candidates that you will be hearing about tonight.
Yeah, but we live in a liberal bubble around here.
We do. We live in a bubble. It's true. It's like a soap dish.
Actually, but we did meet a Republican last night. We won't give his name here, but
He was
Probably
fun.
for his own safety.
Yeah, he was a
it's
fun
for
guy.
his own safety.
2 minutes left?
Oh,
Holy moly.
Wow.
we better
All right,
get
we gotta
to
get
Bernie
through.
Sanders.
Bernie
Sanders.
As
I-
a self-professed socialist, Sanders represented Vermont in the U.S. House from 91 to 2000, where he won a seat in the Senate.
Yeah.
Who wants to?
Oh, yeah, I do. I love Bernie. Let's do this.
Do you want to?
Yes. So who wants him to run besides me? Far-left Democrats, Brooklyn accent aficionados, progressives who worry that a second Clinton administration would be far too friendly to the wealthy. Well, can he win this nomination? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When Sanders launched his campaign, the question seemed more or less besides the point. That's no longer true. Sanders is running neck and neck or even ahead of Clinton in key early primary states and regularly drawing larger crowds than her. It remains extremely difficult to see him winning the nomination, as Democrats from Howard Dean to George McGovern can remind you, primary voters tend to gravitate to electable general election candidates alone.
Well, it seems that we've actually run out of time here in this first broadcast, but if you get really lucky and tune in next week, you can hear the long philandering that the Republicans will get as we explore their candidates and what we would call the Shark Tank of SONN democracy. Mm-hmm. I just made that up. Is there a title? Anybody made a title? Snappy title would be awesome right here. No? How about a shameless plug? You got a shameless plug?
Oh, gosh.
What are we left with?
I don't know.
Just watching the ropes count down at this point.
Republicans.
Yeah, the lights are really